It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Translucent Monday. The winter is getting colder and colder, but what's this? This feels summery. In order like it's like summer-like with the... I've already started this before filming this Translucent Monday. And look at the sparkles I've added. I just mindlessly made this for some reason. And now I've decided to include it in a Translucent Monday. There's some sparkles inside that. And we have a green dolphin and all the colors just look like summer. It's winter in Northern Ireland, but I know some of you may be in the southern hemisphere that has summer while we have winter. If you have summer where you live, then I guess this episode will feel more like what you're feeling right now. But if it's winter or whatever season you are watching this video at, it's feeling like summer no matter what. Not what I'm feeling, but what the chosen beads are feeling like. But we still have to end up with an idea for this. How will I make this work into Translucent Monday? Hello! Welcome to Brainstorm with Maja Szewczak. The beads were really giving me watermelon, so let me show you the ideas. It will speak for itself. I did think of watermelons. The first idea was a watermelon stand, then these. Then I decided to do an inflatable, which honestly, the inflatable just fits in with the dolphin, so I chose it. Let's start with inserting the wire. We're going to use it to insert it. And we're now inserting the pink piece of it, the pink and red piece of it. That's the first step to it. Then I trimmed off the excess, and now we're going to close the wire here, and we're going to need even more wire in order to fix this onto the dolphin. with thinner jewelry wire. Done. I want to hide the wire but keep translucent elements, so white organza fabric will do it. That's the answer. Wrapped it around like this, and I'm going to stitch in some watermelon detailing. I will start with white, but then I will add the green after I finish it. The organza fabric kept the translucency, although I did stitch on some watermelon details onto it. And now I have this excess. I'm going to trim that because I will make this a watermelon bowl, because a watermelon is green on the outside and red on the inside, and I get the theme from the colors of this project of Translucent Monday. It's really giving that, and I want to keep that in there. So that's what it's looking like. However, I have this Zola doll that this inflatable I think would be for Zola. I did that in 2022, that doll, out of Fimo clay. However, she only has basic articulation, and I want to update it. That was my Fimo clay phase. 2023 was actually my Fimo clay phase that I grew out of after starting to make all my dolls with beads. It's kind of a phase of learning things. And the frog is out of Fimo clay. But let's update Zola. I will keep her head, but the rest will be updated. I kept her head and body, but just gave her new bead articulation, which is what I prefer. But I did keep her original body and head and the frog mechanism that allows me to remove it and spin the frog all around her. I'm keeping that. And she looks cute in that head and body. Just gave her new arms and legs, and she can still fit her dress, and I can still remove it because she has a pink swimsuit under her dress. So remove the dress, and that's her swimsuit. And if she's with those inflatables on the pool, if you were in the pool with inflatables, you would also be in your swimsuit. Not in a dry dress, but in a swimsuit anyways. So that's that. The Fimo clay does make the doll a bit heavy. So I will consider that for Zola. And I kind of want to make her frog a seat, just to personalize it to Zola and her frog friend. So Zola has pressed that and the frog is on a press stud. So I will work into that. So the frog can sit on Zola's head as always. And that's what the inflatable is looking like. If I remove Zola, that's what it's looking like. I trimmed the excess to be the right size for Zola. I'm debating, should I color this green or what should I do with it? What if I add a bit of sequins to this? For the organza fabric, I've used apple green. And I've used it to color it so it looks like a watermelon. I kept the white stitching white, but some of the green marker has transferred onto the thread. You see it like that. There's different shades of green on a watermelon, so I did some research on watermelons and let me show you. This is a watermelon chart. So if you pick a watermelon, so if you have a uniform size and heavy, it's going to be sweet. Elongated, it's going to be watery. Full of flavor, little to no taste. Bland, sweet, ripe or not ripe. That can give options of how the watermelon will look like. And this is kind of helping me visualize the watermelon and how I want the watermelon to look. Although the shape is not a watermelon, it's a dolphin, and there's red details on it. But at least this is giving me ideas of the watermelon dolphin inflatable that I'm making. I'm going to go for a watery watermelon because it looks like an elongated watermelon. It sure is an elongated watermelon. It's so watery that it's not very red, it's pink. And what's this red butterfly doing in it? I'm just debunking my own design with this. An elongated watermelon cut open, and it's so watery that the inside looks more pink than red. Let's make up something for the red butterfly part of it. I did even more research on watermelons, and I think coral red is the closest to my doll inflatable that I've made. It's actually the closest, so let's say it's coral red. However, the butterfly is like a scarlet red, but still on the pink side. Okay, so I had some wool and I have scarlet. Maybe this will get the butterfly looking more scarlet red as a watermelon part. Maybe the butterfly was from a different watermelon, which I will add something to explain this later. So, adding the scarlet and using a beige base of wool will make the scarlet red effect even more effective, because the beige is essentially a light version of brown. So that will also deepen it using a light brown base like this. I think that's enough scarlet. Now I have to cut off the beige. I can just use that for a different project. Oh yes. Now it's the time to brush it out. This brush helps me. Okay, I brushed it to make it as messy as possible, because essentially this brush keeps doing that to the wool. It makes any doll's hair a mess, but it's very, very good for making flocking, so I'm keeping it. So now we're going to add a light layer of the flocking made from that, because yesterday there was the release of the peach mallow puff tree panda that used it. If that was yesterday, I thought for today we're going to also include a flocking element in this doll house item, so that's why we're doing it. Enjoy. But I have to cut it so small it looks like flocking, to the point that it's so tiny and intricate that it will just make it have a velvety texture. I'm still practicing the flocking part to make flocking dolls of animals. So this is a learning curve for me. That I have to develop as I make them. Make flocking things. Because I want to be able to make flocking and flocked things to Sylvanian family level. Like on that level that is done on Sylvanian families. And Shopkins Shoppets also do that. So I'm flocking this a lot. I'm flocking it until it looks believable. So it can depend on what type of effect do you want to achieve on your flocked things. Is how you catch the fibers. Also true. Because I tried on that panda, the arms look sheep-like. But the sheep-like appearance just helps me learn. And I put sparkles on it. The panda does look like a panda, but it's like sheep-like arms and legs. But I'm practicing because practice makes things perfect. Not that it's perfect, nobody's perfect, but let's now apply the flocking onto the butterfly. Okay, glue applied. Time to use the paintbrush to apply it. Just very lightly, a very slight layer of flocking to, of course, keep the translucency, but still make the effect visible. I tend to overestimate the amount I need, but fine. I can find ways to use that in something else. Okay. I'm thinking of suggestions for myself to use the rest of this scarlet flocking, but at least I've got it on the butterfly. I have my LED light bulbs and let's test it. Yep, it works. The power of minimal flocking being added to it. Okay, that's good. Let's now find a use for the flocking outside of this video. While the scarlet red watermelon flocking was drying, I've made a panda using the leftover scarlet. And I've used synthetic stuffing for the white part of the panda. And speaking of pandas, I did them yesterday. That's her and that's him. 'Cause she was the panda from yesterday. Today I have accidentally added a panda. He will be in another video, but some part of the video where I reuse the rest of the flocking made me do this. I just really don't like wasting materials, so that's why I've made this really. Do not waste any materials, which is better than wasting materials. And I got to practice my flocked animals, which was a plus in my book. But I will let you see the panda at the end of the video. Although that's not the topic of this video, it's just something to not waste the flocking, but maybe you want to see that. Okay, fine, I'll let you see him finished with clothing at the end, 'cause I'm still working on that. And yesterday's idea Sunday and today's translucent Monday will match. Kind of like the end of the year treat for you to see, because that's the last of 2024. Next week, Monday, we're going to do a summary, and then 2025 will start. I cannot believe how fast time is passing. But okay, I'll take it. Okay, Szewczak, time for the eyes. I think the dolphin should have like watermelon-like eyes. So I will not be using a black bead for it. I will be using a dark green, like a light type of green, but just a slightly darker version of this green. Not like a dark green, but just a darker shade of this. I think it will work. I'm going to glue it on to make it look more like an eye. So let's glue it on. Although it does need to dry, yet it gives more like an eye-like appearance. I was going to make the eyes with black beads, but I didn't want them to stand out too much. But I still wanted visible eyes, but not like popping out of the canvas, but just make them just visible, not like something significant, because after all, it's just a watermelon. So that's why I'm making the eyes look really subtle but visible on this dolphin. And there's the mouth. I also keeping the mouth subtle, but yet visible, because this is an inflatable watermelon dolphin. The emphasis is on the watermelon aspect of this. So that's why I wanted the eyes and the mouth to just have as subtle of a detail as possible. Like, it isn't that like it's popping out of it, but it's more like you can still see it, but it's not going to be overly noticeable, if that makes sense. But still, you can still see them, although it's the exact same color as the dolphin itself. That explains everything. Now this needs to dry. Okay, Szewczak, that's the finished watermelon dolphin. Dollhouse inflatable. This inflatable is perfect for Zola, although in the pool she would be wearing her swimsuit, but okay. And the watermelon panda, I've made him clothes, so I'm going to show you. Ta-da! For those who want to see the panda, here he is. He matches perfectly with the peach panda, because they've got hats and white top and everything. So, oh, his hat fell off. But that was the panda that I've just made to not waste any scarlet flocking. That's why I've made the panda, really. Not like it's meant to be this part of the episode, but it turned out it was. So you've seen it, but let's look at this. So it's a watermelon inflatable. And it looks like a watermelon, a watery watermelon with a scarlet butterfly and a coral inside. Maybe the scarlet butterfly came from this panda's watermelon, who knows? But anyways, please tell me what you think of the inflatable. and also the panda. If you also want to comment on the panda, go ahead. But anyways, please tell me what you think of it both, and bye, Szewczaks. See you in another video. Bye.